All right, everyone, we are here with another off-season war. Today I'm going to play around with Terrax. There are two fights, this one here against Warlock and one later against Killmonger. Really the benefit of Terrax here is that he can't be power drained versus metal champions, so the node here is pretty irrelevant. On top of that, he's shock immune, so once we get infected, if we bait out SP1s from Warlock, we're not going to take the shock damage. So you see there, I used the heavy during the rock field for the big crit heavy. Now I'm just going to keep refreshing the armor breaks to keep my basic attack damage up. And then I'm going to wait for SP2 and use SP2. Hopefully land a heavy immediately after using SP2. I could build up some more armor breaks and then wait till it's about to finish, but that sometimes gets frustrating. I'd rather just see if I can end Warlock with the heavy. So here we are, we're at about special 2. I'm going to go ahead and drop it after we refresh our armor breaks here. And then we're immediately going to parry heavy. Boom. So I held it for a little bit to see if we get any more armor breaks. We didn't, just stuck with the 4. So now I'm going to conveniently be at SP3. And this should just do it for the fight. So nothing special here, just playing around. May not actually ever see a Terrax on War Attack. Who knows? He might be an option for Penny Parker as well, with that immune to power drain. So moving on to path 4, section 2. Gonna play around with Thing here using Shang-Chi. All you're gonna see me do really is the slow wushu, the stun wushu, and then reset the entire fight. It's a very long fight because we do trigger protect quite often. There's slow, here's stun, and then here's the reset. So we're going to trigger protect quite often, so it's going to be quite a long fight. Boosting wouldn't do too much. I think that's the only hit I take. We're not worried about debuffs and him going unblockable because we shouldn't be getting hit. So the only 2 debuffs we have to worry about are from the special attack, from the node. You're going to see small windows where protect isn't up, and we do a decent amount of damage from the guaranteed crits at the end of his wushu. But for the most part, protect is going to make this a pretty slow fight. Pretty safe fight, though, for Shang-Chi. Nothing really to sweat here besides accidentally taking a special to a face like we did earlier. But the more you practice this, the easier it gets. For evade champs here, I could see Untouchables and Shang-Chi not being an option just because of that power gain and him not being able to do anything about it. So we wouldn't want to utilize slow for the purpose of preventing evade unless the evade champion doesn't fall under the Untouchables, but I think most of them do. So unfortunately, the new war defense tactic is possibly going to nerf him for a war, so we might not see him that much, particularly for path 4 in either section 1 or section 2. I would assume more section 2, even though that evade benefit is gone from this node. So I'm probably going to see more Mole Man, more Killmonger, more Corvus. It just really depends. It's going to be an interesting season with Untouchables. So we're almost halfway through the timer. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. We're whittling him down. Almost in assassin range. We should be in it now. So hopefully we'll get some lucky crits that don't trigger protect or lucky hits like those there. Maybe this last SP2 will do it. Nope. So we're going to do some more hits. And down he goes. So it was the last wushu from the slow. All right, this next fight I'm going to take with Terrax. No reason in particular besides the class advantage. Sliver Centurion doesn't place any debuffs unless you're getting hit. So the only thing to worry about is this heal block and the armor break when it comes to him going unblockable. So there's pretty much nothing to worry about. Same game plan as Warlock. You saw me throw that early heavy while the rock field was going on. We managed to get quite a few armor break debuffs from that first rock field, which is good. Now our basic attack damage is going to be a lot higher than if we didn't have any armor breaks. And I'm going to build the SB2 again. I can dodge Silver Centurion's SB1, so that's what I'm trying to bait out here. My armor breaks went bye-bye. So now our damage is going to be back down, but build into SB2. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Hope for some more armor breaks. I believe his stun was really quick, so we didn't get a chance. Yeah, I tried to pause. Ended up eating SB1 to the face. Luckily, those invulnerability boosts. And there you go. There's the unblockable because we got hit. But we managed to save the fight pretty easy. All right, so this next fight is kind of the last fight I had planned my attack roster for. Killmonger with Terrax. There's no benefit here besides getting in an early armor break and then keeping it on the entirety of the fight. What you're going to notice with this rock field is I just get absolutely unlucky and don't get a single armor break. So now we have to wait until we get to, I think I throw SB1. We have to wait till that moment. He was a little stubborn there and I attacked him while he had unstoppable charges. That was a no-no, but off-season wars. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get some armor breaks. There they are. I believe they stack pretty well this rock field, so thank goodness for that. And we're just going to basic attack him to death. I'm not really going to throw SP2 or the heavy during the rock field just because I don't want to trigger Fury from the rage node. We're just going to make sure that we're always in a position to refresh those armor breaks so that we never have to deal with reverb. So yeah, pretty easy fight. Every fight, or at least this Domino, after that Killmonger, I was just kind of throwing champs at. I wanted to see how the Mojo was going to work out with Mr. Negative. And you're going to see it doesn't go too well just because I don't play well at all. Even during this Domino fight, you're going to see me multiple times try to... Well, you're not going to see me dexed because it's going to fail, but you're going to see what looks like I'm trying to dodge while I'm unlucky like an idiot. But luckily she has suicides, so we actually get really close to killing her with Terrax before we are KO'd. So very sloppy. There's nothing really to critique here or talk about besides my really bad play. Grasping at straws there, trying to do as much damage before she KOs me with crit failure. Hoping she doesn't evade, so luckily getting away with that. I think I died from crit failure here. Or I tried, yeah, risky intercept. So, just decide to go in with Shang-Chi. Just knock out a little bit she has left. Kind of making sure that we don't mess up, and down she goes. So, luckily only had one bad looking fight from that Domino experience. Moving on to this Mojo, I did kind of want to see how this would go, and I just couldn't get the AI down, and then I think twice I forgot about both True Focus and the fact that I didn't have any light energy after being knocked down. So usual Mojo fights, you're not going to see me parry heavy. I don't want that Fury buff on the off chance he goes into anti-life really quickly. and that Fury buff ends up getting eaten. Even though I've done the math, it's actually pretty safe healing-wise, unless it's a boss node, in which case I can't parry heavy anyways. Got to SB2 there, and there you saw me charge the heavy, but he threw a special attack. I wouldn't have evaded it anyways. Just bad timing with his prompt there. It's one of the downsides of using Mr. Negative for Mojo. So there, try to heal with the light energy instead of converting it. So we're back to square one. Believe I'm gonna try to convert here soon, but I end up getting clipped and knocked down instead. And after that, I still end up trying the evade. There it is, like a dummy. Ooh, it's going so well. So converted it with SB1. I think I have one more dummy moment where I try to do the evade counter again. Or I just take block damage and a parry fails or something. Yeah, there it is. So much for testing that out. Thanks for stopping by. That's the end of that off-season war. Keep your eyes out for the next one.